What's up, beautiful people? You know what time it is. It's your favorite Naija boy, and you're back for your favorite show, Rants of Naija Boy. Yeah, today I got a special guest in the building, Mr. Naceem. How you doing, my bro?
I'm good, man. How are you? Thank you for having me.
we're pushing. So it's actually quite interesting having this conversation because I'm trying to recall back. I met you in front of the mosque. We started having a conversation and we spoke for close to 25 minutes about this topic.
Yeah.
So I said, we might as well just get into it on the podcast.
I remember.
So yeah, today's topic is job hustle life in Nigeria, my bro. So what happened? Are you working now? What's the labor market like for you in Nigeria?
I'm currently unemployed, and I think since from the last time we spoke also, I told you I was unemployed, and that's what brought about the whole conversation and how we're talking about the labor market, and it's just so crazy out there, and how a lot of professional people don't get jobs for their qualifications or their professions.
Yeah,
and you find people that studied professional courses and are working as some admin staff or just some civil servants, and just all those challenges.
Wait, but you survived. You've been unemployed for how long now?
Okay, presently maybe just like a few months. Because in between I got a job, but I wasn't really enjoying it.
You weren't feeling the job?
I wasn't feeling it.
But I think that's actually a luxury that you have. Not many people have that luxury to be unemployed and survive, because unemployment can be a very scary, dark time for a lot of Nigerians if you have no job.
It is, but also I feel like sometimes being in a job where you're not satisfied, maybe you're feeling miserable, is also can be really draining. You understand?
That's interesting. With toxic work culture, I mean, because now looking at, okay, there's an offer 800,000 naira per month. To some it's small, Sha. No, I think 800,000 is too small. Let's go with 1.5 million naira per month, because that's a realistic salary in Nigeria in today's world.
Really, a realistic salary.
Yes, now
I feel like a lot of places pay way lower than that.
No. I'm just saying that's probably the best offer you can get at this point in your life. I'm not saying I know your history or your work history or whatever, but I'm just saying 1.5 million
work history
is fair.
Very poor.
Exactly, 1.5 million is fair. So 1.5 million. What do you mean toxic work culture?
Okay, toxic work culture can sometimes be maybe from superior bosses. Maybe you have challenges with them. Sometimes it can just be like the fact that maybe you feel useless or redundant in that office. You understand?
But your bank account is not feeling redundant.
Yeah, your bank account is not feeling redundant. So in that regard, you don't feel that redundancy. You understand? But then there are situations where maybe you feel like, a place where would pay you that 1.5. Definitely, I'm sure they'll be like, what are you bringing to the table?
Yeah, they must get their 1.5
exactly back. They must get that 1.5 back. So okay, either maybe they're using you like to the max,
which is good for you.
Which is good for you. Maybe it is growth. You understand? You're getting better at something. But then I'm talking of like lower level jobs where you're just paid basic, and you don't really see what you're doing there. You get the point? You don't really see what you're doing there, so you end up maybe you just go to office, you sit down, and you're just counting hours to when you need to close.
And your bank account is counting 1.5 million.
No, I'm not talking of that. I'm talking of lower level jobs.
Lower level
you understand? Jobs. So in those cases, that's when you find a lot of people unsatisfied with their jobs.
No, lower level.
Exactly.
Why will you be toxic to me when I'm in a lower level job? If I'm getting good pay there, I might not mind the toxicity. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So if you're getting good pay, maybe, but still, we're in an era where mental health and all these we're like seriously advocating such, you understand? So one needs to be really happy with what they're doing for them to actually...
Yeah, mental health, financial health is also important. Maybe you can balance it out. Maybe your mental health is on a 2, your bank account is on a 10. But in a situation where your mental health is on a 10 and your bank account is on a 2...
But let me give you an example. For now, like my previous job, it wasn't that bad. The pay wasn't really good for me, to be honest. But then I wasn't happy with the job at all. I felt really redundant. I wasn't doing much. I felt like I wasn't growing. I felt like I was stagnant in one place. And now that I'm unemployed, I actually feel more better.
Yeah, I feel more fulfilled.
Yeah.
But when you felt you were stagnant, was the bank account stagnant?
It was also stagnant because the only thing you get is just the pay. You understand? And salary, you really can't be surviving on salary. By the time it comes, it has even gone on some things.
Yeah. And it's interesting you actually spoke of to the max, because there's this new strategy that companies in Naija are employing. I don't know if you've heard of it.
What is
this? Well, okay, they say that let's look at our wage bill. We're paying 5 staff 5 members of staff, 300,000 naira per month. We can't afford to pay them. So let's look for a way to drop circulars around and get interns to come and work for us. So we just tell them, we just disguise it on that internship and say,
and then
still give them the same,
the same task.
You give them the same job, the same job role, and just end up paying them 20, 30.
That's what I'm saying, you pay them lower.
That's my issue with internship. The way people make internship look is that they're actually going there to learn, you're actually going there to grow, but to an extent it's more to the benefit of the company because they end up using you
rather than slave work.
And that's proper slave work, proper
serious slave work. But then the thing is, for the intern, if they're doing it for a short period, maybe okay, they're actually just there to get the experience and get out of there. I think maybe they can bear with it, but it's of course.
It's still cheating.
It's cheating.
Because you're paying somebody 400,000 naira to do this job, they now disguise it on that internship and give me the same job and pay me 30,000 naira.
It's cheating.
It's still really a repulsive thing to do. But let's talk about interviews about job. So there was this job I was going for as a presenter. Okay. I went there, was a huge radio brand, one of the biggest in Naija. I don't want to speak about it. Nice. One of the biggest in Naija. I went there, and it was so crazy that shows the level of unemployment in Naija, because it was so crazy to the point where there were people with engineering degrees and all those things coming for a job. And I think there were 3 jobs: either an actor, a presenter, or a reporter. So I went for the presenter, and the guy beside me, I think he studied civil engineering. He didn't even know what the roles were. He just heard on radio that there's job opening. The guy just came. Serious? So meanwhile, you know how it is that Nigerians will normally socialize with ourselves. So you just see 2 guys just sitting around to just with them, because it was something that took me from, I think, morning till evening.
It was like a whole day something.
Yeah, a whole day for the interview. The guy did not even know. He did not even know the job, bro. He just said that he heard on radio that his job.
I think that guy is not serious.
But there are so many people in that situation just because of how bad labor market is in Nigeria.
But I think, in the first place, sometimes a lot of us, maybe by the time you're done with secondary school, you're not even so sure of what you want to study. You understand? So you end up chasing a career path, or because basically a career path, because what you study is probably what you might start looking for jobs into. You find people going into engineering and whatnot, but not necessarily they have passion for that, or not necessarily they actually want to work as that. So now maybe, like for me now, I studied engineering, but along the way, as I'm growing up, I'm finding I have passion for some other things. I have zeal for this and that, you understand? So I might actually not really pursue what I studied. So what I want to say is more like, sometimes we make it seem like what you studied has to be what you go for, and you need to get professional jobs on that career.
But you should actually know the job you're applying for now. You should not just go somewhere.
That's why I said that guy is not serious.
But as I was saying about interviews though, there was this particular interview. Let me give you a question. So this guy was talking about his own interview experience with a bank. I can't remember the name of the bank. But
to be honest, personally, I don't like interviews.
But you have to do that. That's a convenient thing to say. You cannot be broke and say you don't like interviews. It's when you have money you say you don't like interviews.
No, it's not about it. It's more like, I like the fact that right now the unemployment rate is making youths go into so many other things. You understand? So it's making us think outside the box. You look at maybe you have graduated, maybe you have done your service and all those things. Job, okay, no job. You start thinking, how can I make money? You understand? Even if there's something little from this or that, you do something that eventually you try this, you try that. That's how you gather your own experiences. So really, in this era, we have a lot of entrepreneurs, and it's actually a good thing, because some might succeed, some might fail, and I feel like not everybody is meant for office work.
Yeah.
You understand?
The only thing I don't like about the too many entrepreneurs is that there are too many podcasters, God of mercy. There are too many podcasters in Nigeria. But as I wanted to say about the interview, so you walk into an interview, you see a panel of 7 people, and guess the crazy thing? They tell you that I need to go over there and get a red bag. So on one bag is labeled red, and the other bag is red. So what will you do in that interview?
I will just grab anyone and give them one.
Which is what he said, because they want to check.
What did they say? The red bag.
The red bag, but there's a bag labeled
red,
and there's an actual red bag. So he was just confused in the interview, and I was just saying,
I will pick the colored one probably.
Yeah,
but it's actually very stupid.
It doesn't make any sense. What are you gaining? Why would you even do that? What's the plan?
What is the interview for? That's the thing.
A banker. So I think it was at the teller or something like that.
But some interviews and some things, they just want to test a few things, like maybe how quick your responses would be, or something like that. There are a lot of companies and all, maybe they have silly kind of tests, but I don't know, maybe they have something to pick out of that test.
If I had money, I would definitely walk out of the interview. But if I had no money and I was unemployed, then definitely you have to pick a bag. But at the end of the day, you just go, what? I'm trying to fathom why exactly. What was the point of doing that? Why are interviews like that? You've seen what he has on his CV. He's told you about himself. Why can't he? What are you picking back from?
But let me ask you a question. Now that you're unemployed, yeah, are you?
Let's say, for example, I'm unemployed.
Okay, let's say, yeah, now you're in the labor market, yeah, because basically our topic is labor market and how it is getting jobs and all those things.
Yeah.
Do you basically just focus on, I need to get a job, and you just keep applying, or do you actually just focus on, because okay, the main thing you're getting a job is, what are you getting the job for? So you get a source of livelihood, yeah, source of income, and sustain yourself basically.
Yes, sir.
So are you just going to keep looking for the jobs? Like, we know jobs are very hard, and connection, who you know is what you get, yeah. These days you can study something else and you'll be working in a different organization where, just because of who you know in that place. So are you going to keep looking for jobs and just sending out CVs and waiting for that job or the job of your dreams to come to you, or are you just going to find a way of sustaining yourself?
That's a convenient thing to say. Some people can never find a way of sustaining themselves, so they have to find a job. It's only when you know you have money you can find a way. Because as easy as people want to say, starting a business is not just easy peasy. I have a concept, I'm just gonna get a business and start my business. Some people are in a position where the only option for them is to be sending out their CVs every single day. Just imagine now you graduated with a first class degree. The reason why I graduated with a first class degree, the supposition which you are under is that I'm graduating this first class degree so that I'll get a good job. That's what so many people thought. That's
I understand.
perception. So you graduate this first class degree to get a good job. They're now coming to the labor market and they're now telling you that, or more, you have to start looking for ways to start a business. I don't want to start a business. I gave my all in university. I deleted my social life. You know because it's difficult it is to graduate the first class. I'm not talking of myself. I'm just saying for people that graduate the first class. I deleted my social life. I did this. I invested this amount of effort and time to get in this degree. Give me my fucking job. You understand? I'm not yet to do any business.
But the job wasn't kept for you. That's the thing. So you have to actually. I understand what you're saying. But then sometimes you feel like maybe what you need is just a good job. But then after working with people, you realize that's actually not what meant for you.
What's not meant for you?
Maybe just being on your own. You understand?
And being on your own is not working.
If being on your own is not working, we just have to keep trying to see what works.
And we're talking about first class. It's something just dawned on me. You know, so I'm going back to the first class topic. I graduated the first class from university. I give my all, my sweat, my passion. And I now see that. This is not trying to throw any occupation under the bus or anything. I now see that TikTokers are dancing and earning millions and stuff like that. Sometimes it just makes you look stupid and I feel government needs to do something. I don't know. It's a crazy one. Maybe do something more for people like that, because I know how insanely difficult it is. And it's just not fair on them to go through all that struggle and be left jobless and somebody is dancing on TikTok and making millions of.
Well, you know, sometimes, there are a lot of times that we dwell on what other people have and things like that, which it shouldn't always be so. Sometimes maybe somebody might have it easy. Doesn't mean it's like you that you have it hard. That guy is like, you understand, his own is not justified or something. Life is not fair in general. You get my point?
Sure.
So it's more like having faith and keep striving for it. But then for the country that we are in right now, things are really messy. Things are really messy. Jobs are just very crazy. And the other day I was having and the corruption level is too bad. You understand? The corruption level is crazy, because the other day we were talking, I don't know, we were at a traffic and all these road safety people were out there. So we're talking about how all these guys are out for it just to chop money. Like, they're actually not really they don't even care about whether you are actually doing
qualified.
Not even qualified, like they're not really doing their job, you understand? It's just more of like, so my friend was more like, it's because of the pay and all those things. Well, I was telling him how sometimes it's not about the pay. Us, the people, our mindset has just been totally corrupted, to the sense that if this guy, let's say maybe a junior staff in road safety or police, is earning how much? I don't know, maybe 50k, 100k, or whatever it is they're being paid.
Pay structure.
So they're being paid minimal. It's not enough to sustain themselves, maybe pay for rent and all those things, their families and whatnot. So they have to go into cheating people or collecting bribes and all those things.
Yeah, manipulating the system.
Exactly, manipulating the system. But I was asking him this question. These same people, if their salary was to be increased to 300 or 500, let's say something convenience that will sustain them, do you think they will stop doing that?
No, they won't, nah.
Exactly.
But it's a Nigerian thing because it's so easy to manipulate and get away with it.
So even sometimes, like, we feel like we have bad leaders. I don't think we only have bad leaders. We have bad people. All of us are bad. You understand?
I saw the stats. I saw the stat that said that the amount of people that are stealing now are not up to 10% of the amount of people that want to go and steal. So just carry on that.
Exactly. You get my point. So now even people that maybe are trying to get into position of power, they want to get there so that they can take what they can take. You understand? Not actually do good or make things better. So we keep going down the drain in this country.
Yeah, and talking about TikTok, I don't know. You schooled in China now.
Yeah.
You know the theory about the Chinese people and TikTokers?
What theory is that?
The algorithm, the way it works. So obviously Nigeria is not a competition to China, so they don't give a fuck what we do here. But America and China. So in America, what gets you viral on TikTok? You do a crazy dance, whatever, challenge, whatever. You do that dance, it gets you viral. The way the algorithm works, it pushes you. So other people see that algorithm. This person is dancing and getting clicks. I'm a dancer and get clicks. But in China, when you do quantum physics, you do presentations, you do a lot of intellectual stuff, the algorithm pushes you higher, so you get more views. So I'm saying people are saying it that it might actually reduce, I don't know, let's say the superpower, no, the academic strength of USA in the next couple of years, let's say 20 years, is a long-term project. Then in China, they will now get better. So their own academic strength.
They're already better.
You think they are better in USA?
They're already better. In China, I think in China they're already better. In terms of
tech?
In terms of everything even. China is already, right now China, I feel like China is the superpower. They have just not dominated completely.
Wait, how does that, do you know how that superpower thing works? Because obviously the world power is USA now.
Yeah, the world power is USA.
Do you know how it pushes? Because a lot of people are saying it's going to be pushed to China.
Okay, how do you think it will push?
That's what I'm asking, because I don't know, I have no idea how it pushes. I know that since I was a kid.
No, the thing is, I just know with time, already it is pushing, you understand? When you look at, let's take Africa for example now. The amount of debt Africa is in, debts, like payments to China, is way more than to America. Even America, I believe, maybe has some debts to China. These guys...
But China has no debts to anybody.
No. These guys actually are just wealthy on their own, and they were so disciplined.
Is that fact?
I believe so.
Okay.
But we should check it out. We should check it out. We should check it out.
It could be an assumption.
It could be an assumption. But because of the way these guys are functioning, you understand?
Yeah,
these guys are very disciplined, and it is scary at the same time. It is like the reality. They are just like taking over. So they don't go like the way you said their own. What they push forward is like intellects and things like regarding intelligence and school and academics and all those things. While for here on the other side, it's just entertainment and all those things.
Which is a good thing too, bro.
It's a good thing. Entertainment is needed in this world. Human beings just like entertainment. They just want to feel entertained.
Who cares
like,
about books?
Exactly. But then, guys, it's deep.
It's actually deep.
Because to be honest, for me personally, this Western world, I really feel like they're destroying a lot of things.
No, for sure they're destroying. But it depends on your values. If you believe in what they are doing, then there's nothing being destroyed. But if you do not believe in what they are doing, then obviously things are being destroyed.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
But okay, what do you think about this? For me, let's go back to the job hustle life in Nigeria.
Okay.
For me personally, I prefer a ruthless boss. I don't want the boss to be nice to me. I don't want him to say nice things to me. I want him to be brutally honest, ruthless. Because once they are super nice, that's where they get you. That's where the emotional attachment comes into play.
Okay.
The fact that you might get better offers, but you don't want to leave because of how nice. And I've seen this thing happen live. There are so many people with very shitty jobs, but because of how nice the boss is and the fact that they do not want to betray the boss, they end up staying in places.
But how is it a shitty job when the boss is nice? Like in what regard?
No, I'm talking about finance.
Finance.
Yeah, okay. In terms of payments, the job is very shitty. But it doesn't matter if your boss is nice to you. If the job is a shitty job, for me, it goes back to payments.
Yeah,
so if you are not getting compensated properly, they will categorize the job as basically a shitty job. Okay. So for me, I love them to be ruthless, and it always reminds me of this. So Elon Musk, you know Elon Musk now. I'm a big fan of that guy.
Yeah.
he showed the highest level of ruthlessness I've ever seen in my life. So I heard this thing on the Patrick Beverly podcast. Elon Musk comes into Twitter. He says, how many employees do you have? Twitter has 7,500 employees. He cuts it short to half, 50%. So he drops 50% of the staff. They go to, I think, 3,750. While they are 3,750, the 3,750 that have been cut before, they want to go on strike. So they recruit 1,250. So Twitter goes from 7,000 employees to 2,500 employees. And immediately they do that, they still have the same level of advancement. They still move as well as they're moving before. So I want you to be ruthless so that I understand that I'm always doing what's best for me.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
I understand.
Because there are so many companies, you want to do what's best for the company, because the company will end up doing what's best for them. If it means sacking you,
exactly.
it's
Company
best for
will
them.
always do what's best for them.
They'll do that. But if sacking you is in their own interest, they'll do that. So that's why I'm saying I prefer a ruthless boss, so that I know that when I want to leave, I can just hit your door and sit down on your seat and tell you that I'm out of this fucking place, rather than this nice nonsense emotional attachment. But what do you think?
That's actually a valid point. But then sometimes when somebody is nicer, like there's always a nicer or neater approach to things. You understand? A neater mannerism of maybe correcting a person. For example, now that ruthless boss you're talking about, you might feel like it is good for you because if you get a better offer, you can go and shove it up their ass and tell them and all those things. But him being ruthless, believe you me, it can actually intimidate you in so many ways because he's your boss. You understand? Like, one way or the other, it can have you feeling
some type of way.
You understand? Either maybe feeling some feeling of negligence or like maybe like a trash. You understand? So that will definitely kill you in some ways. Maybe your self-esteem. You understand? Or some other ways. While a nicer boss, you will feel attached to the person, but then if they actually have your best interest at heart, still they will understand that if maybe you have a better job, go push for it or something like that.
No, they put their company first.
They'll put their
Trust
company
me, they'll
first,
always put their company first. In fact, you might even have a better job and your boss will tell you that this company is growing. I see a lot of potential for you. I don't know, do you watch the Ellen DeGeneres show?
No.
Ellen DeGeneres. So is this famous person that a lot of people say I'm mean.
Ellen, okay.
Ellen, the talk show
I see some episodes, but I don't really follow up with it.
There was this situation that this girl, she got a once in a lifetime opportunity. I think she was on hundreds of dollars on Ellen. She got an opportunity to go to close to $3,500 or $5,000. So she goes up to Ellen. She tells Ellen is documented to be a mean boss. She goes up to Ellen. She tells Ellen that
she's documented to be a what?
A mean boss. A lot of people say she does a lot of mean stuff. She goes up to Ellen. She tells Ellen that I've gotten this opportunity and all. Ellen promises her opportunities, promotions, growth, and everything. I'm telling you, immediately she turned down this job. Ellen fired her the next day.
Shit.
So I'm telling you, these people only do what's best for their company, because to her, I have betrayed her. You actually wanted to leave.
So you see, I actually feel that maybe she wasn't a mean boss, because if she was, she would have actually just dropped it.
I don't know that it's conspiracy. A lot of people say she was mean. A lot of people say she wasn't mean.
Because I see her shows, she seems very nice.
She shows you what you want.
That might be a different regard with staff.
Yeah, now she shows you what she wants you to see.
But I've seen so many companies where the bosses are nicer, and I've seen so many. Like, okay, let's say for example, compare two companies. This one has like a mean boss where they're always just shouting at you, telling you did this wrong, you did that wrong. Toxic, yeah, let's say toxic. And then there's this one where if you do something, they give you the accolades, they commend you for some things.
Yeah.
Trust me, this company can thrive better than this one. Because the staff itself, they're all satisfied. So they do the work properly.
But that's an assumption. That's not fact. It's not as if you carried out a thesis that supports what you're saying.
It's not like I did some research and all those things. But if you compare a few companies and see, you can actually weigh it out and see. And I've actually seen, because I have like some from family friends and from places, some companies have weighed it and seen that the way this boss works is kind of softer, lenient, but not really soft completely. You have to, there's soft and there's soft firm. Like soft but firm. Do it.
But are you ready for ChatGPT, the way it's coming, AI, the way it's going to come and wipe away jobs? And I actually have an issue with AI because of, as human beings,
at the moment, the way we are in Nigeria, AI or ChatGPT is not going to wipe any jobs.
No, not jobs per se, but just the way we think as intellectuals, as human beings. Because my own issue with AI per se is we should still have our problem-solving skills. Like back in secondary school, they'll give us an assignment. It's not as if they care whether you do the assignment or not. The problem is just the fact that you try to solve the assignment just to help your own problem solving skills and quantitative reasoning and verbal reasoning.
Yeah, all those kind of reasoning.
With the introduction of AI, people are not going to do the assignment. It's nothing. It's basically just copy and paste.
So it's going to make humans lazy,
weaker intellectually.
Weaker.
But the thing is that I saw something about ChatGPT that it failed an accounting exam. So accountants are safe, but other occupations.
But that's because maybe they have not fed it that whole
the data
accounting. Exactly. So they will probably update it and make it better, and you will see it will actually dominate all the industries.
Yeah, and
it's going to be
jobs.
something. It will still jobs,
and which would be devastating for a country that already lacks jobs. Then something is coming to steal jobs again.
But you know, the whole world is moving in a direction where tech and machinery are kind of wiping out labor and all these jobs for man. So even let's say, for example, like in my field, like petroleum and gas engineering, before in drilling aspects, this like drilling the whole well and the oil field. This is something that requires a lot of manpower, a lot of labor, a lot of, like, maybe you can have like 5 people by the wellhead, but now we have like programs and softwares and machines that you just need one person behind the system.
So people have sacked 5 people. That's what
exactly. So that's what I'm saying. And this has been implemented in so many oil fields. You understand?
Yeah.
But then still, it's actually good and bad.
Good and bad.
For the tech guys, maybe good people coming up with things and all, but even the machine itself, it still needs people to keep checking up on it. And
it throws people who always carry this experience as if it's the most golden asset on this earth. It throws them under the bus. Because my issue with Nigeria is that a lot of Nigerians, not just Nigerians, but a lot of people around the world don't believe that you can come into a job and do it better than somebody that has been doing it for 10 years. Now some people feel you need 10 years. Not everybody needs 10 years. You can come into a job and be the best from your initial tryout of the job, from your initial employment date. You can come in, you can be better than somebody that has been doing it 20 years. They don't believe that. No.
And you see, once you come into that environment and they see that you're good at it, you start to get some toxic relationship from your colleagues. Maybe they don't like the fact that you are good at this thing, and them, they have been doing it for how many years,
and they cannot get to that level.
Exactly. They cannot get to that level.
But it's Nigerians too that perpetuate this thing, because a lot of Nigerians believe that you must do 20 years. When I was in SS2 or so, I walked into a pharmacy, Silverbed. They were hiring an accountant. They said that they are looking for somebody, I think, below 35 with 20 years experience. How? How is it even possible? How can I be below 35 and have 20 years experience?
Yeah, exactly.
Just get somebody in that can do the job, interview the person. The experience is key, but interview the person and just.
And you see, that's sometimes we have a lot of problems where all these freshers out of university, just graduates and all, find it hard getting these jobs, because a lot of times they want somebody that has so many years experience. So us, where do we get the experience?
Exactly. I'm 25 years old. I'm 22 finishing, 20 finishing university. Where will I see the experience?
Exactly.
That's what I don't understand, Sha. But man, lastly, let's just talk about I just want to give you this just to drop it on the pod.
All right.
So there's this huge company in Nigeria, very huge, massive. I'm telling you, when we're talking about welfare of their staff, nobody can match these guys.
Really?
So I go into their office. I think I was working on a program with them for a week, so I had to eat with their staff and the rest. I'm telling you, the food they give their staff, rich people don't eat it at home. Because when I went there, they will serve yourself, there was salad, there had so many options, and it's actually serve yourself. And they have close to 600, 700 staff, and they give every single person food, breakfast, lunch, dinner. I didn't get to eat the dinner because I was leaving by 4, so breakfast, lunch.
So now you tell me now, wouldn't you want to work in an organization like that or a company like that?
But do you know the why it's like that? Because it's not being run by Nigerians. If a Nigerian gets to take over that company, or if they sell it to a Nigerian, no, in his mind he'll be like, why am I feeding these people? They're already paying them well. They're paying all their staff really well. So in his head he'll say, why am I feeding these people when I'm paying them ridiculously well? That's another issue in Nigeria with the job also life.
I feel like once they pay you for everything.
They pay for everything. They don't want to provide those opportunities. And if you see where they are feeding these people, chicken, lap, fish, meat, salad. I'm telling you, in Nigeria comes, they'll be like, what's all this nonsense? This thing is, the cost is too much. Get this nonsense out of here. That is my fundamental issue with Nigerians. But it is what it is, man. Hopefully things get better. So, lastly, before you leave, what are you up to now? What's happening? Which business are you diving into? You want to keep it secret?
No, not that I want to keep it secret. At the moment, you know, sometimes for me right now, it's not like I've found one specific business that I want to stick with. But at the moment, I'm trying out things. I'm trying out things. Whatever fetches me money is good. And presently, I do a lot of poultry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, in the agriculture department.
I'm trying it. If it brings money, that's it. That's, to be honest, for me. If it brings money, I'll try it.
What of the dispatch riding job?
That's one. At the moment, I have actually had some challenges with it, but I'm going to come back with it, hopefully, very soon.
Coming back to dispatch riding job?
I'm going to come back.
Okay, now it's fair, man. Rooting for you, hoping for the best, man.
I hope for the best.
Thank you very much for coming on the show, my brother.
Thank you so much, man.
And that's it. Wrap.
You see why those people must be employed? Yeah, you know why they employed?
Yeah. Why?
Because you like toxic boss.
Toxic
boss, man.
You say, get out of here! Go upstairs! That's the kind of boss you want.
So we have was it when it was 20 minutes you gave me that? Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, we have like 5 minutes.